he was pouring me juice, but he wasn't pouring me juice. Like, he was pouring more liquor. He was pouring liquor in my juice, but I never had an intuition feeling that bad. Like, it was so bad. Like, it was like, Hey guys, it's your girl Nick B who beta she, and we are back with another For Your Mother. I'm sorry, my energy is a little off today. As you can see by the title, we're going to finally get this off my chest. I really don't know if I'm gonna actually even post this, so hopefully, I don't know. If it doesn't make it up, then I don't know. Like, I really like. Hold on. So yeah, like I was saying, I'm sorry, I had to woosah. This video will be very emotional. Normally I'm upbeat and in high spirits, but I feel like in order for me to heal, in order for me to move past this, I have to speak about it. And only certain people know, which is good, but I feel like not enough people know what I go through every day. So it's been a year and some change now, probably like a year and probably like a year and 5 months now, something. So it's like, I feel like I'm still not healed from it. I feel like this is probably one of the biggest situations that I'm still has on my chest that I have not healed from. It's probably the only situation that really be taking a toll on me randomly, like just the yeah, we're gonna just hop into it. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Actually, you don't have to if you don't feel like it. And actually, before we start, I want to say that I am appreciative to the people that knew about the situation and helped me this far along since the situation had happened, between people in my school, like my staff in my school, the people that I ended up meeting that became like a family to me, the people that already knew me that just knew something was off of me, just like everybody that's been genuinely appreciating me for me. I really appreciate you. I appreciate all your subscribers. I'm always at 600, so thank you, and I appreciate you so much. And we're just going to hop into it. Okay. So the story I'm going to give you, I always give a backstory before I jump into the story. So a backstory of, I moved in with these people. When I say these people, okay, I think I got to give a backstory of who these people actually were. These people were people that I grew up with as family. So like, I always called them like auntie, cousin, like, you know, like they had like family titles because I looked at them as family. Because when I grew up with them, like, we felt like family, we still protect each other like family. Like, it was always that family bond until we got older and I moved in with them. That's when I really seen that. We're gonna get into that, but like I said, I grew up as family is with them. Like, all of them people, just they was a big impact on, like, you know, I've known them for a long time. One of the guys in the story, he used to date my mom. I won't say who, but I feel like y'all probably put two and two together as we go along. If you do, if you do, if you don't, I won't put it in, like, you know, I won't say exactly who is who, but I feel like you guys will catch on as we go through the story. So I just wanted to say that before I jump into the pinpoints of how whatever led up to me and the demise. So okay. So I moved out at the age of 14. Well, I got kicked out at the age of 14. I will be doing a story time about that. I did end up filming one of those one day, but it didn't make it out my camera because of reasons that got messed up. So I will be refilming that, but that's not what we're here for today. So I got kicked out at 14, and my cousins and my aunts, so the ones that the story is about, my sister was already staying there. So when I got kicked out, my mom was trying to put me to foster care, or yeah, so they was like, no, you're not going to foster care. She could just come with her sister. you know, and all that good stuff. And I really didn't. And at the time, I was living in out here in Pennsylvania, and I wanted to go back to New York anyway. So I felt like that was a good reason for me to be like, okay, like I could go back to New York. And I was excited because like I was just out here in the middle of nowhere. I was not comfortable, so I ended up moving back to New York. Then I was with these people for like the first couple months. It was okay. Like it was okay. Like I just felt like I was being grown, fresh. I was just like all I needed to heal and guidance, and that was not what was given. The more that I stood there, the more that I realized that it was dysfunctional to be there, and it just was probably, yeah, it was unhealthy. But that's not as like we didn't realize that until, you know, like it led up to that. So yeah, like I said, I was just everywhere. But yeah, so like over the years, the girl, my cousin, I'll give her a name like later on. I'm not gonna give her a name yet. Um, she just gave envious of me. Like she would do like little stuff to me. Like it was one time where she destroyed my room. I'll enter that. She destroyed my room twice, but the first time I'm gonna just insert that up here somewhere. She destroyed my room because I was going out to a party, and I think she was mad about like something, and she just destroyed all my stuff. So there goes that. It was another time she broke my door. Another time she tased me in my neck. I would bring up stuff that like would happen. Like it was one time we was in a hotel with some guys that she dragged me to. That would probably be a story time one day or not. And it was just like guys there that was older, and I'm not like the type of female to be around a whole bunch of older guys. And one of the guys, he was trying to do something funny there, and I told her right then and there, like I screamed in the bathroom because he was trying to do something funny, and I told her, she knew because everybody in the hotel room knew, and they was trying to like make like I don't know, like she was trying to keep me there. She kept me there. I was so uncomfortable. I literally slept under the table behind the couch, like. And then when I went home, I did tell everybody about it. She got mad at me because she was like, I'm lying and X, Y, and Z. And like all of this stuff I would say, and she would be like, I'm lying, like she's a liar, she's not telling the truth, she always wants the attention on her. And I would be telling the truth, and she knows I would be telling the truth, and she would just try to make it seem like I'm lying. And I used to hate that because it's like, why would I lie about something like that? Like, what? I don't even lie for real. Like, what am I about to lie about that for? It doesn't even make sense. Like, she would make up lies about me, like rumors, saying I was sleeping with people and all type of stuff. Like, it would be so much stuff. Like, it would just be so much stuff. Like, it just gave, like, strange. Like, I don't know what it was. Like, I still don't know what it was about this girl. Like, it just gave weird and, like, envious. Like, I don't know. Like, she would steal from me. Like, she would steal my clothes, my underwear. She would steal, like, bro, makeup brushes, like little stuff like you don't have to steal, like you can ask. Like it would be mad weird. And then one day I'll be looking for it, and it'll be like she will be wearing it, or like, feel me, it was just mad stuff. So it was just like, alright, like it's giving strange. Like I don't know what's wrong with this girl, but it didn't give. Like I really genuinely don't know what was wrong with that girl. Like I promise you, like every time I try to think about it, I'm just like, I don't know. She felt like she had to bring my name down to make her look better, because when she talked about herself, nobody cared. No shade. But now let's talk about my aunt, which is AKA the mom. She was never really a parent. Like she didn't do her job as a parent or like a guardian. She wasn't my parent, but she was a guardian, and like a guardian is practically a parent. Like you're raising somebody, and me being a teen and the era I was in, like it just like I just needed to heal and be in a comforting environment, and I was not getting that from there. Okay, so I'm editing this right now, and this part right here. So basically, okay, I want to elaborate on her a little bit more so I can get a deeper backstory about the aunt, because I feel like I didn't give y'all enough. Basically, like it will be times where I would want to express myself, and like she will be like, no, shut up, stop talking, like, and meanwhile she will be like, she would say my name and say something to me, and I would try to respond, but her being mad, she would kind of like shut me down, and like my emotions was invalid. So a lot of the time when people be like, Unique, why don't you talk a lot, like why don't you express yourself, like I shut down, I don't speak, is because growing up, her and my mom, but her really because like
she would do it a lot. And yeah, my mom would do it a lot. My mom would just ignore my emotions, but she would shut me down when I'm in the middle of talking about my emotions. So normally now I don't really talk about my emotions. So I feel like I'm still healing from, like I said, I'm still healing from a lot of ways. But yeah, I just wanted to add that in there because a lot, like I was so emotional in this video, I couldn't get everything out that I need to get out. So I just went back and added it. So yeah, now just keep watching.
So yeah. She would do like small stuff like that's necessary, like take us to our doctor's appointments or, but yeah, she would just do stuff like she wouldn't do a lot. Like she was just like, yeah, we could do anything we want. Like we could have anybody in the house. Like we could have boys there. We could have 5 people there at once. We can have like 10 people there at once if we wanted to. We could smoke. We could drink. We could smoke hookah. We can whatever we wanted to do. Like we could come inside at any time of night. Honestly, she was not worried about us. Like the only time she would worry about is she didn't care if we didn't clean. She didn't care. Like she would not really care if we went to school or not. Like she would get on our ass, but once we got to a certain age where it's like you could drop and sign yourself out of school, she did not care. Like she literally did not care. Like she only didn't care when we wasn't going to school, and then that's when, you know, the school would be like, you know, ACS would be involved or stuff like that. Like that would be the only time that she'd care. Literally. So yeah, that was just a backstory of yeah. Now I feel like it's time to jump into the story. I'm gonna have mixed emotions in this story. I'm gonna give like a trigger warning now. We'll be talking about a lot of stuff. So we'll have mixed emotions a lot. You probably see me laughing. You'll probably see me crying. You'll probably see me happy, sad. I mean, it's just I'm all over the place. So now it's time that you all been waiting for. Okay, let's just get to it. Okay, let's get to the story. So this took place when I was this took place my senior year, which was 2022. All right. This took place in 2022, about October, November. Now, I had a pretty good year. Like, I had prom. I was supposed to be graduating in a couple months. I was finally finding myself what I wanted to like what I liked. I didn't have a big friend group, so I was very much put away to myself. I was not dating anybody. I was very much put away to myself, okay? Like, when I say put away to myself, like, I was not nothing. Like, I was put away to myself, you know? So, so now we're gonna talk about, we're gonna just call him Pedo because it really gave Pedo. Like, it gave Pedo. Like, I say it gave Pedo because Pedo is the brother. It's only a brother, a sister. It's a brother, a sister, a mom, which is the aunt, and there's an extra couple people, but they're not big factors of the story, but we'll come to them. The main people right now is Pedo, the sister, which we didn't name her yet because we gotta get to her first, and then yeah, so Pedo, he was trying to talk to everyone. Like, when I say everyone that we meet and his sister brought to the house, which were like around our age, because me and her were the same age, which was 16, 17, 18. Like, for the past couple, yeah, he's been trying to talk to people that was like our age, and it was kind of weird because he was like 25, 26. So it was like, why are you interested in like 16, 17-year-olds and you're 25, 26? Like, you're like giving like that's a big age difference. Like, we're not even grown yet. We can't even go buy our own bottles. Why are you interested in females that are not even like, come on? Like, it just gave weird. Like, when I tell you every single time. Meanwhile, me and his sister is the same age. We are 3 months apart. So it was like, why are you interested in females that's your sister's age? Like, you don't find that weird, like, in a way? Like, I felt like that's weird. Like, I just don't think. It wasn't like they were like 4 years apart, 3 years apart. You and your sister are probably like 7, 8, 9 years apart. What are you doing? Like, come on. So I had a friend at the time. We're not too cool right now, but I'm gonna call her Apple, because Apple. So me and Apple were like, we were close. We were really close. I wouldn't say best friends, but we were like practically best friends. Like we were so close. And she was only my her and my other friend were the only friends that I had. Like it was a guy. I had a guy friend and a girlfriend. Those was the only two people that I would be around. Like when I say only people I would be around, the only people I would be around. Like so I would be posting her all the time. And Pedo, of course, I had him on Instagram and stuff like that. Like, you know, that was like, I called him Big Cousin. Like, you know, so it was like, of course I have my big cousin on Instagram. Like, what? I literally stay in your mom's house. Like, I babysit your son. I watch your dogs. Like, I watch your dog. Like, come on. Like, I see you all the time. Like, of course I have him on Instagram. So I would be posting Apple all the time. And Pedo will be swiping up, talking about some, oh, put me on, she look good, she got a man, she this, and this. And I obviously, like I said, he always tried to talk to younger females, and I always felt that was, like, creepy to me. So I'm like, why are you, like, what are you doing here? Like, why are you sitting here trying to talk to, like, why are you sitting here trying to talk to younger females? Like, I always felt that was weird. Like, I just don't know. So he just kept harassing me. Now, Pedo and his baby mother, they had a whole kid. She had her kid and the kid with him, so she had two kids. It was him and her and all of them in the house. So he has a family already and the dog. Like, it's a really sealed deal family. Like, so why? And you're with her. So why are you sitting here trying to come over here and trying to, like, it just gave weird. Like, it just gave weird. Like, it was times where he would try to use my room to, like, bring females in there to sleep with them. Like, and I was like, I don't know about that. But it was like, he just always gave, like, me a weird feeling about him. Like, we would never had, like, from the whole time I was living there, we did not have a bond. Like, we started getting cool maybe the last couple months that I was there. And that's because, obviously, he had a second agenda about me. So, like, it just gave, yeah. So we didn't have a bond. We didn't really talk like that, nothing like that. So I ended up, back to the story. So I ended up telling Apple, and Apple was like, Apple was basically just like, oh, like, why me? Like, come on, like, what? Like, huh? Like, what? Like, don't he talk to his, like, you feel me? Like, she was on the same page as me. So she's like, but when I tell you he was fiending so bad, like, I was like, all right. I'm like, at least tell him, like, you know, like, it's none of that, or whatever the case may be. Like, now, Pedo, he does illegal activities where he makes money. So she was like, you know what? If I do, she was like, I'm just gonna get some money. But I'm like, but she's like, I'm not gonna do nothing because, like, what? I'm not doing nothing for no money, but I'm gonna get some money. If I don't get no money, then I'm gonna leave him alone because I'm not interested. Mind you, Pedo is like 300 pounds, and when I say 300 pounds, I would insert a picture up here of him, but I don't want to, like, I'm already stirring. I'm not stirring the part. Actually, I don't give a fuck because this is my story to tell, and I don't give a fuck who feels the type of way about me speaking on my behalf of what happened to me. But I just don't want to put pictures of them up here, like videos, pictures, nothing, because I don't got time for it to come back to me and it be a bigger thing because I have the time. I'm still healing, but I have the time. So I'm not going to, I'm not going to insert pictures or videos of them, but he was a big heavy set guy. He was yeah he was so Apple she like I said, she ended up talking to Pedo, but she really wasn't talking to him. Like, it would just be him, like, talking, like, sexual to her, and she would be uncomfortable. Like, he would be talking and saying, like, stuff like, let's go on a date, and, like, little stuff. And, like, who don't want to go out to eat? Like, you paying, like, I don't want to be in the house. Like, that's what it gave for her on her energy. I don't know exactly. I can't speak exactly what her, like, thought process was, but like I said what I said, she said what she said. I don't really know. I was not there. She would be sending me screenshots and showing me. I don't have the screenshots, unfortunately, because I delete a lot of stuff on my phone, so I don't have it anymore. But she definitely was sending me screenshots, like, showing me him saying stuff like, I want to munch on you, and, like, weird stuff and stuff like that. So I guess they had linked one day, and he was just driving her around while he was basically running errands, and Apple was just like, yeah, no, like, it just did not give, like, and then he was just being weird. And then after driving her around all day, she just wanted to go home because it's like, you just drove me around all day. That was not a date. I guess they did grab food, but they didn't go sit down to eat, you know. So she was just like, yeah, no, like, So I guess she ended up going home or whatever the case may be. I don't really know. I was not there, but she was on the phone with me a lot. She was texting me a lot, so I had her location, all that good stuff, So like I said, I don't really know too much on that behalf, but that has nothing to do with. I just was giving y'all a backstory of how he's a pedo. Okay, like I wanted y'all to see. Now, Apple was only 17 at the time. So Apple was younger than me and the sister. So I'm probably just turned 18. I'm just flat 18, and yeah, Apple was only 17. So he's like 25, 26, and she's 17. You do the math. She's younger than his sister. Like, no shade. No shade. Anyways, it was a whole thing with the baby mother finding out, trying to press the girl and Apple and all of this other stuff, and it's like, you pressing Apple. I mean, I really like that. Don't really have nothing to do with the story, but I want to bring it up because, like, yeah. So anyways, that happened. She was trying to get all crazy, da 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 da. She was just pressed because her man is cheating on her with underage females. No shade. So a couple days later, he proceeded to try to. Now it's like November now. Now it's after my Halloween party. I done had and everything. Now it's like November, and he starts trying to talk to me, and I immediately was like what? Like, first of all, I call you big cousin, I call your mom auntie, I live in your house with your, like, what, with your family, I babysit your son, I'm cool with your BM, like, it just get weird. Like, what are you interested in me for? Like, you watch me. Like, you guys seen me grow up since I was the age of, like, 5. Like, y'all seen me a lot. Like, when I say a lot, like, you've all seen me grow up. Like, me and your sister are the same age. Like, how are you interested in females your sister's age? And you are, like, 6, 7 years apart. I really find that very concerning. Like, I'm not even gonna be like joking right now. So I was just immediately like, so like we will be texting, and like we will be texting because like little, like I said, we never had a bond. So I'm thinking like he's trying to get a bond. Like, we was already originally texting a little bit more, but we wasn't texting like on that like level. Like, we was already texting because like he would be saying, like, he would be asking me questions about what's going on in the house, or he'll like basically, or like he's about to say he's about to stop by, or can I babysit, and like we would be texting, or he would swipe up on something and say something like, it did not get weird until he started trying to talk to me. So like we was already always having conversation, and then it would be like little stuff, and then he would be like trying to throw a little flirt in there, and I'm just like, and then he'll just be like, I always liked you. I always had a little crush on you and never wanted to tell you. And just being a little pedo, like, it just get weird. So I immediately was like, no. So we would be texting, we would be still texting, but I would start straying away. Like, when he would start trying to flirt, I would laugh because, ew? Like, what? Like, why? I call you big cousin. I'm not interested. Like, from there off rip, you should already know. Like, he would be saying, like, little stuff, and I would just laugh because, like,
ugh. Brother, ugh.
Like, are you slow? Like, I'm so confused. Like, why are you thinking that I'm interested? Like, I'm not interested. So, yeah. So now is the so now is the day. Is the day. Okay. Okay, so now it's Thanksgiving. I was at my mom's house early in the day. I had got a wash and jet for the first time ever a couple days before, and I was like, feeling myself. Like, I had a little cute hairstyle outfit going on. I was excited. Like, I'm about to get some food. Like, be thankful for like me being on earth. Like, cause God knows how hard it was to be there. So I was just like, like I was just feeling really thankful and grateful. So I hung out with my mom's family, like, we had a little dinner and stuff like that. And then I went to the second family, which is the people I was living with, and we were having something at like the mom had a shop, and we just was having like the dinner there. Like, she had all of the family there. There was food there. Everybody had brought different dishes, Jamaican food, all of the different foods. And I was excited to eat because I am a big back girl. No shade. and I just wanted to eat some food. So I was just like, okay, like what's going on? So we was there, and then now we could give her a name, or Gigi for short, because Gigi, okay? So Gigi, Gigi, she wasn't at the shop. So I'm like kind of like, yeah, my sister was there. We're just sitting there, and it's like we're not really blood related, so we're just sitting there. It's nobody really our age there. There was a little girl there that I used to be with all the time, and she's like, we call each other bestie and stuff. Like we have a good bond, and she was just there, so I was just playing with her and the kids, and I was just, you know, like just vibing out with the kids, you know, stuff like that. And pretty much then I ended up going live because I was in a good mood and I was partying a lot at the time. So I'm like, okay, like who wanna go oh, hold on, sorry for the this just, yeah. So like I was saying, I was just there. I ended up going live because I like to party a lot, so I just wanted to find something to do. Like I done ate a whole bunch of food. I had a good day. Now it's like everybody had time with their family. Now what's going on? Like who wants to get drunk? Like who wants to like do what? Like what's going on? So Pedo, he ended up coming on the live and stuff like that, and he was basically just like oh, what's the word? Let's me, you, my sister, and my sister's boyfriend, we all go get drinks and stuff like that. Now, I was gonna say, I said I was already on the iffy side when he first said like let's go get drinks, and I'm like, but then when he involved his sister, I was like, okay, like I feel a little bit more comfortable just going with them because I'm not by myself, feel me? Like I didn't want to just go by myself. So he was like, okay, I'm gonna go pick up my sister and her boyfriend because she was at her boyfriend's house, and we're just gonna all go hang out and we're gonna go get drinks. So I'm like, okay, cool. I said all I gotta do is go home and go change. So then he ended up popping up at the his mom's thing at the shop before we even ended up going anywhere. So then he was just there, and it was just like he just was looking at me. It was just awkward. Like it just gave awkward a little bit. Like the hug, the side hug, just like him looking at me. I was just like, yeah, I don't think so. As the when he got there, a couple minutes later, it started to be like towards the end and stuff like that. So that's when we kind of was like packing up the food, bringing the food back to the house. So we had to put food in the car and all that other stuff. So we was lived around the corner from the shop. So I just ended up walking. He just drove the car, dropped the food off. And that's when, after we dropped everything off, I was changing. He went to go get his sister. And yeah, so now I'm not 21. His sister's not 21. Well, wasn't 21. I'm still not 21, not until next year, but we wasn't 21, so we wasn't really supposed to get into the spot that we were supposed to get in. So I normally, no shade, but I be using a fake. And it really wasn't a fake. It be my sister's ID because like we look alike, so people really can't tell us like apart sometimes, especially with certain hairstyles. Like they be like, oh, that's her. Like they like it just looked like a little bit off, but they could like we look so familiar, like similar. Like they really can't tell the difference a lot. We just ended up going. I ended up leaving my sister's ID on purpose. Like I don't know. As we're leaving out, I just had a bad intuition feeling, like a very bad intuition feeling. So I definitely ended up leaving the ID at home. Yeah, so I ended up leaving the ID at home because I just had a bad feeling. Like I don't know. Like I don't know what. It was just bad. Like a stomach feeling. Like it was just like no, we can't. Like we can't. No, I can't do this. Like it's just no. So so I ended up leaving the ID at home, and we ended up going. Now all the way there, I'm just quiet, and I just like genuinely had, the closer we've gotten, the more my stomach was literally turning. Like it was bad. Like I just felt like I I don't think I should be going right now. I think I should just go back home. We're already there, and I didn't want to go home and be like, oh, you're a party pooper, right? You don't want to go out. Like, you just changed your mind midway. We were already on the way there. Like, and mind you, the drive was probably like an hour and some change because it was all the way in Queens and we lived all the way in Westchester. So, like, the people that know what Westchester is, y'all know that Queens and Westchester is not close. And the people that don't know, that's exactly because you don't know where it's at. That's how you know it's far. So, so we get to the spot. It's a strip club. I think it was called like Sweets or something. I don't really know. It was a strip club called like Sweets or something like that, and I don't remember exactly. But I was like, I don't have my ID because when we got there I was like, oh, I forgot my ID. And then they was like, hopefully they could let us in. If not, then, you know, we just figure something else out. And I was hoping they didn't let us in because, like I said, that intuition stomach feeling. Like, I never had an intuition feeling that bad. Like, it was so bad. Like, it was like, it was so bad. Like, I just knew. Like, I didn't know what it was. I just knew. Like, I don't know. Like, I never got a feeling like that bad. And I was just like, you know, maybe they're not going to let us in. I don't know what this feeling is, but I don't know. But we get to the door and they're just like, okay. And I'm like, they was like, oh, you don't have an ID. We can't let you in. And I'm like, I mean, I have a picture of it. Like, I was trying to, like, you know. And then I showed them the picture of it and they let me in. And I kind of was sad because I didn't know what that intuition feeling was. But like I said, like, once we got in there, one of the bartenders slash one of the dancers, we knew her because now Gigi's best friend Gigi's best friend's sister is a dancer and her sister happened to be there. So I was just like, oh, like, okay, we all, like, me and Gigi know the girl, so we sitting in her section, we smoking hookah. I don't think I was smoking, like, weed at the time, so we were just smoking hookah. And then the brother, Pedo, he just got a bottle of Casamigos. So I'm like, oh, okay. So we're all just drinking. Just, like, you know. And then after a while, I was already, like, I wasn't drunk, but, like, we was all just getting drunk. Like, we was all just drinking, taking shots, like, you know. So as I realized, like, once we finished the first bottle, I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I'm not trying to drink no more, like, you know. So then, Gigi, she wanted to dance because she had a dress on. So, I was like, I have another pair of leggings on, like, and I have on a second shirt, so I can give you my second shirt and my leggings. So I basically had a second outfit already prepared. So we ended up going in the bathroom, and I think when I went to the bathroom to change, that's when the liquor really hit me. I don't remember if I threw up in there. I just remember when I got in the bathroom, I was just like, whoa. Like, because when I left the bathroom, I was just done. I remember dancing with the dancers, and then I remember sitting back down to, like, try to, like, breathe and stuff like that. And I'm like, can I get water? They was like, there's no water here. And I'm like, hi, I don't have water. So then we had a pitcher of juice, and he had bought another Casamigos bottle. So, I was like, can you pour me some juice and stuff like that? And he was pouring me juice, but he wasn't pouring me juice. Like, he was pouring more liquor. He was pouring liquor in my juice, but I was getting so, like, drunk already that it was starting to hit me that him pouring the liquor in the juice, I wasn't even realizing because I was drinking it so fast because I was so hot and I was so thirsty. And then when I started tasting it, and I probably had like 3 more cups, and I started tasting it after the 3rd cup, and I'm like, this actually don't taste like juice. This is starting to taste, like, every time he poured a cup, it started to get stronger. Like, he was putting less and less juice. So I'm like, all right, like, I don't know what the fuck, but I knew I was drunk as fuck. So then I just remember standing up and smacking the floor, and I had blacked out. The dancer, she definitely said, they had to help me to the car. I was throwing up all in the club and throwing up in the car and outside the club. And yeah, So, whew. The room, closing the door, and the lights was off, and I was like kind of at the edge of the bed. I ended up blacking out again. When I gained consciousness again, I'm sorry, guys. Don't let them see your crown tilt, girl. Don't let them see it tilt, y'all. I'm still human at the end of the day. It tilts sometimes, but it ain't gonna fall. Yeah, I don't want to say what happened after that. I'm pretty sure y'all can guess. Use your imagination. The next day, the next morning, I woke up. This is probably like a chaotic video. I'm gonna just try to get this done the best I can. I'm sorry, guys. Next morning I woke up. I felt terrible. Like I felt like sick to my stomach. Like I wanted to literally die. Like all jokes aside, I woke up. My shirt was ripped open. I didn't have the same pants on that I would have fell asleep in if I was so drunk that they had to literally drag me and carry me to the car. I don't even remember how I got inside. My pajama pants were on backwards. My underwear's on the floor. They weren't even on. My bra was undone, and my shirt, like I said, was ripped open. So I went to Gigi's room, and I kind of knew how she was going to react with everything. So I'm like, hey, Gigi, like, how did I get in my room last night? And I low-key, how she responded would have answered how she was going to be about the situation if I was going to tell her. So she was like, oh, we were drunk. Ah, ha, 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 ha. And, like, you could literally tell there's something wrong with me. Like, I literally, like, it was blank on my face. Like, I looked like I was about to fucking kill myself. And she's laughing in my face. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, so how did I get in my room last night? And she was like, oh, I don't even remember. I just know we were drunk. And she said it again. And I was like, okay, now I should ask her if her brother came inside. So I'm like, did Pedo come inside? And she was like, no, I don't think he did. He didn't come inside. And then I was like, right. Like I said, I remember him putting me, like, obviously, who else would have put me in my room? He was the one closing the door. Like, he did that shit. So I was like, okay. So I went in my room, and I kind of just sat there. And I just kind of, like, just sat there. And I just stared at the wall. And then I ended up calling my ex-girlfriend, and I was like, you know, I really need you to come over here right now. Like, my sister, I don't even know where my sister was. Apple, I don't know, Apple was home. I called both of them. I was like, I really need y'all. I texted them, like, I really need y'all to come over here. And it's like, normally I would say I need them, but I wouldn't need them. I'd just be like, trolling. But I literally was like, it's all jokes aside, like, I'm about to off myself if y'all don't come over here, bro. My ex-girlfriend was like, I have COVID, but I was like, bro, I don't even care, bro, and I really don't care. So she came, kind of told her, like, you know, like, what happened. Before I could finish, she kind of, like, she just, like, blacked out. She was screaming at everybody in the house. Now everybody knows. Now they're calling Pedo. He's on the phone crying, talking about some no. He's on the phone crying. I would never do that to her. Why would I do that to her? Ooh. Why the fuck are you crying? I should be the one crying. So I kind of like lost all like control of my emotions in that moment, and I just seen red. Like I could, like, it was like a switch in my heart, and my brain was just like, I was not caring about nothing in the world. I was blacked out. I started screaming. I started throwing shit. I was just, bro. She was like, come on, let's go. We're going to go to my house so we figure this out. Da 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 da. So it was at my ex-girlfriend's house. And I ended up falling asleep because, like, I was comfortable enough to fall asleep over there. Plus, I told you I didn't feel well, so I fell asleep. I didn't get to shower or nothing yet, so my sister ended up finding out. Her first reaction was, we're going to the hospital right now. So she came. She was walking down the hill, which is like, my ex-girlfriend lived around the corner from us. So she's walking down the hill, and now it's kind of nighttime now. So I see my sister, and then I see the aunt. Well, the mom, which is the aunt to me, and then I see another figure. So the figure, I think, okay, so we're gonna call him Pissy Man because I can't think of another name of him. I thought it was him, but he was in the house talking about some I was lying, all of this other stuff. So I just like, I didn't want to see him. Like, if it was him, I would have lost it. So it wasn't him though. It was another cousin that be there, which is, he's known as for stealing. He doesn't really have nothing going on. He's known for being in and out of jail, stealing like what is them things called, chainsaws, and reselling them, stealing little girls' clothes and reselling them. What else he do? He's just a thief. Like, he doesn't really do anything. He doesn't have nothing going on for himself. He's one of the older men. So it was him, and then so it was my sister, the aunt, and then the thief. So they're kind of like, my sister's the first one, like she's kind of ahead of them, and then like, so she walks up to me, and she just hugs me, and I immediately just was like, I didn't know how to react. Like, I just was like, I froze. Like, I really was like, am I really going through this right now? Like, what? So I just like froze, and then they came up to me screaming, you don't need to go to the hospital. What are you going to the hospital for? Then the thief pulls me to the side, like kind of across the street. He's like, Pedo told me what he did to you in the room. And then I kind of like, I like literally like I literally was like just stuck. Like, did he just say that? And then I'm like, he was like, so you don't need to go. After he says that, he proceeds to say, so you don't need to go to the hospital. You know, that could fuck up his life, his career, X, Y, Z, X, Y, Z, X, Y, Z. So I'm like, so I kind of was just like, so my sister finally comes across the street, and she snatches my arm, and she's just dragging me to the hospital. I'm just like, all the way to the hospital, I'm just zoned out. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, what? So I'm just like, alright, bro. Like, I have no, like, I don't. We get to the hospital. We're in there for a little while, like maybe like a couple minutes. We checked in. They finally get me in the room. Now the aunt is pissy drunk, and she comes in the hospital room like, oh, when are you gonna stop lying, little bitch? You're a liar. You know that didn't happen to you. He said he was gonna give you money, and you ended up sleeping with him. So she just starts making up all of these logic and these stories in her head, and I'm just like, do you see the age difference? Like, I really don't understand. So now she's just being mad, rude, and ruthless, and just threatening me and all of this shit. Mind you, the doctor didn't even see me yet, so I didn't get to tell them like nothing. Like, I literally didn't get to tell them anything, bro. So I'm like, okay. So then I just kind of lost it. Because the doctor came and was like, ma'am, you can't be yelling in here. She's like, I don't care. I have custody of her. I'm going to yell if I want to. And I said, bitch, not anymore. Get the fuck out. Get that bitch out of here. I don't want that bitch in here. Fuck. She bought McDonald's and then she left. But I was like, I don't care, bitch. You don't have custody of me no more. You don't have no control over me and my life no more. Because, bitch, what the fuck? You're threatening me because your son did something to me. Bitch, you're a fucked up individual that's gonna die slow. No shade. So yeah, fast forward, we ended up being in the hospital for a little while. It's me and my sister in there now. I ended up finding out I had COVID, which wasn't a surprise to me. My sister ended up getting COVID, and at the time, my sister didn't even know she was pregnant. She found out she was pregnant shortly after, and she had COVID. So, yeah. So then we ended up having to go to another hospital, which is like 30 minutes to an hour further, just to do the kit. I didn't end up going home until like I didn't end up getting to leave till like 5. We didn't get inside till like 5, 6. So yeah. Then I was at my ex-girlfriend's house for a couple more days to quarantine and figure out where I was gonna go until I finished school, because now I only have until January to graduate. But I was so like mentally not even wanting to go to school to see this girl. Like I just was like, so I ended up having to move my stuff to my uncle's house. Not this uncle, but I had an uncle that was living in Mount Vernon, and I was gonna just stay there until school was done, and then I was gonna leave, which is what I did. And in the process of that, when it was time for me to go move my stuff, it was Apple. I would say my ex-girlfriend, but she was only there for like 2 seconds and she left, so she didn't really help. And then it was just my uncle that I live with now. He was out there because he found out what happened and he came to help me. And then it was Apple. So it was just us 3 moving the stuff. Now, me and this girl is beefing already because she wants to have her own hidden agenda, and she wanted to fight me because her brother did whatever he did to me. She said that's not why, and that's why she went to fight me, because I kept saying that. But it's literally gave that because you didn't want to fight me before that. You want to fight me now because I said that you were in on it. And you didn't believe me, but the way your energy was literally gave that. So I kept saying it because as a female, why would you be sitting there acting like that if somebody just says somebody got, like, you know, assaulted? Like, you're a female. Oh, and females that are like that literally scare me, because it's like, you're weird. Like, as a female, like, even if you didn't believe it or not, it's like, why are you moving like I'm lying or something? Like, it's weird. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. I don't care if that's your brother. If somebody said my brother did something to them, I'm gonna be like, what you mean my brother did something to you? Like, I'm gonna instantly see my brother's reaction, and I'm gonna know if he's lying because I know my sibling. But at the same token, it's like, you're, as a female, you're not supposed to, like, I just feel like it was giving envious and weird. So she wanted to fight me because of that. So yeah, I ended up going to school when I went to go move my stuff out. She was just moving back and forth, walking back and forth across the room, saying like little slick stuff. And my uncle's like, don't do nothing, like, don't say nothing, just get your stuff, let's go, we can handle this another time. And I'm just like, all right, bro. We got my stuff. My room is destroyed. I will put the video up here. Yeah. Room is literally destroyed. Like, and I could tell it's stuff missing. I had a lot of stuff, and if they was to destroy my room, I know it would have been way more stuff on, like, you know. So I'm like, yeah, like, it's given something is not, like, I'm missing stuff, you know. So then I was like, like, all right, like, I don't know, but something is, like, I know, I don't see none of my sneakers, like, none of my sneaker boxes, none of my shoes. I'm like, I don't see my PS4. I'm like, and I see bags of, like, I knew bags of clothes was missing, because I'm like, where's most of my clothes at? So I'm like, all right. I'm not thinking nothing of it because I'm thinking it's just messy and they brought it out already. So I'm like, all right. So then I just ended up, like, going through the room, seeing everything that I needed in there, and then I ended up just leaving. Now, as I start actually unpacking, when I got to my uncle's house and unpacking, I realized all my sneakers were gone. Like, it was 7, 8 pair of shoes gone. It was like 2 big bags of clothes gone. I could name every item, and I've just seen her. I would look on her account and I would see her wearing the stuff. So I knew she took it. But when I told my sister about it, my sister was like, she said she doesn't have it. So ready to go. It grew legs. Because I worked hard for all my stuff, and I paid for all my stuff. No help, no handouts. Like, so I kind of felt disrespected because I'm like, y'all assaulted me. and then y'all robbed me. Like, y'all mad weird. Like, so now nobody know where my stuff is. My stuff not coming up. Weirdo. So then it was one day I ended up finally going back to school, and I told I was in school one day, and I'm normally all upjoy and upbeat, and I'm like making sure everybody has a good day and just smiling and laughing and keying and just having everybody's day going smoother in school, because I had school at nighttime, like I always said. So one of my staff, my teacher, she looked at me, and I was just like this, like I was just zoned out, like the whole day. Like, I didn't even move. Like, I couldn't even focus in class. And like, that's one of the classes I was focusing in. Like, I would engage. I was like just zoned out. Like, I just looked sad. I didn't even look put together that day. I had a hoodie on. You could see rings under my eyes. I was so sad. Like, I literally was having depressive episodes of like really like self-harming myself. Like, it was bad. Like, it was bad. So I was like, my teacher, she looked and she was like, come here. Like, she kind of grabbed me, because like she's like one of my teacher moms. Like, she was probably one of my closest teachers, and she kind of like grabbed me by my arm, and she was like, come here. And I was like I didn't even care. I didn't care to have a reaction. And she pulled me out the classroom, and she's like, what's going on? And as soon as she said that, I was looking at the floor before she said that. And then she was like, what's going on? And as soon as I looked up and she said that, I just started crying so bad. Like, I just remember I was crying so bad. She just hugged me, and I was like, bro, don't hug me, because I would cry more. Like, please unhand me. So I'm like, all right. And then I told her, and she was like, what? And she just like, and all of the people in the school know the girl, because the girl got left back like 2 or 3 times. She was supposed to graduate in 2021, and she graduated in 2023, 2024. So, no, she graduated in 2023. So they was like, she's been there for 2 extra years, so they know her. So I'm like, all right. So they all knew her, because like I said, like, we were so close in school that we was calling each other sister. Like, that's sister, feel me? Like, we was raised close. Like, we got close. So I'm like, you know, they was like, your sister? Like, your sister? Yeah, I better not see her in here no more. Like, they was just like, bro, they didn't want to see her or nothing. Like, they was just like, no. So then she took me instantly to my security guard mom, because everybody knows, like, when anything happens, to take me to her, because she's really the only one that could really, like, genuinely calm me down, besides my ex-girlfriend. But sometimes my ex-girlfriend is like, she makes me lash out and act crazy. And my ex-girlfriend wasn't in school. She graduated already. I was in school a couple months after graduation, because of a situation that happened that I'll eventually talk about on here. So she basically was like, took me to my security guard mom, and she was like, you know, you might need to talk to her, your daughter. And then she looked at me, and my eyes was just so, like, I felt like my eyes were just getting darker and darker as we just went throughout the day. Because when I tell you I had bags under my eyes, like, I was not sleeping, I was not eating, I was not doing nothing. I was not doing nothing but soaking in bed. And she was like, oh my God. And then I talked to her, and bro, I was so out of it. We prayed, and I felt so like appreciated, and like she was one of the people that helped me with like my journey, and I'm very appreciative of her. Like, she just hugged me, and I genuinely just started like crying, like so bad. Like, I was just like, oh my God, like, she's hugging me. Why? Why is she hugging me? Like, why are you hugging me right now? Why are you praying with me right now? Why? Like, why? Like, I don't know. Like, I just felt like I just was not, like, mentally, like, I was just gone. Like, I was so gone. Like, I was so gone. So then she ended up, yeah, we ended up going to the main office, and I told the lady, and she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, all of the staff was really supportive. I know the other staff ended up finding out, because everybody loved me. So if I was supposed to graduate in 2 months, they're not seeing me no more. They're going to be like, why my girl not in school? Like, what's going on with her? That's why when I go back to New York, I got to go see them, because I'm still genuinely, like, appreciative of everybody. Like, I'll probably be giving them gifts and stuff, because I was, like, really, like, I was just so out of it. Like, so then they was like, you know, you was doing such a good job this year. Like, and I tell you, I got all my credits in one school year. I was working my ass off to get up out of that school. And they was like, you're doing such a good job. You're already on the graduation list. So, you know, we're going to let you go virtual for the last 2 months. So the only time you will have to come in is to pick up your diploma and, you know, congratulations and stuff like that. So basically I knew 2 months before I even graduated that I was going to graduate. She was like, even if you didn't do your work now, you would still graduate because you've done such a good job this year. And I was still doing my work because I didn't want that to like get me discredited and just have a low grade, because she literally guaranteed me a graduation ticket 2 months before I even graduated. So I was like, all right, like, you know, like, I'm happy for you, like, I'm appreciative of you guys, like, stuff like that. So then I ended up just going home, and I was just home in bed soaking. My cousin was like, my older cousin, she was like, oh, like, why you don't apply to my job, which was Macy's? And she was like, me and your other cousin such and such work there, so you could work there and like you could just catch a ride with me because you live right around the corner from my dad's house, which is the uncle I was staying with, and I was with her all the time. I ended up getting a job there. We was working there all the time. I had got a second job at KFC. I was working there a lot. I was saving up. Graduation came, and then like the years kept going by, like the months kept going by. I ended up moving back out here after I graduated to just get away from everything. Like, it was just a lot going on. And as far as the case went, I did end up, oh, I lied. Something did happen before that. So that day that I went to school and all of that happened, that day, what happened? I was supposed to go to the precinct to drop off my clothes, and the girl, which is, we're gonna call her, she give Krishan, but she give Krishan without the fight. Like, she's scary, she's pussy, but she's like crazy over her man like Krishan. Like, so she's like Krishan Jr., Miss Junior. See, we could call her PJ, because it gave pussy Junior. So PJ, she was supposed to do my hair that day, which was Gigi's cousin, but she was like, she's supposed to do my sewing that day, because I really never did a sewing on myself, so I wanted to do my hair because I just wanted to feel better. And I don't know why I didn't just go to my sister, but either way it went. Like, I just wanted my hair done. And plus, she was supposed to come with me to the precinct and all of that stuff, because the precinct was around the corner from her house, which I should have knew was a setup. So anyways, I go to the house because she was supposed to drop off the clothes with me and stuff like that. Then I went to her house. She was sleeping. I left, and I went to drop the stuff off at the precinct, and then I went back to get my hair done. As I'm getting my hair done, she keeps stopping, and then I just hear the door open. What did I call him? Pissy man. Pissy man comes in the door, and now he's threatening me. Oh, that little bitch in there, such and such, such and such, such and such, such and such, da 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 da, just being mad weird. And I'm just like, bro. Then I guess Pissy man called Gigi down the block, and Gigi comes down the block on some, I'm not leaving till I fight her. But I'm like, this girl literally wants to fight me because her brother sexually assaulted me. That's crazy. And y'all robbed me. Weird. So anyways, we ended up fighting because I wasn't going to fight her, because I was, like I said, I was still mentally, like I was not mentally here. So she ended up just fighting me. She was pulling my hair the whole time. We was between the cars just fighting, and then I had my friend come there, which was Apple and some other girl. They came there just as a backup. I was literally going to kill that girl. I told Apple to pass me that, and she didn't want to, because she knew if she did, then that girl would have been off this map, because I swear God knew if she passed me that, God would have knew. He would have gained another angel that day. I swear. But anyways, fast forward, when I ended up, months and months was going by, because they said, you know, the kid could take months to go, like the months to get the results back. Like 6 or 7 months go by. They're like, okay, you can come in, but now I'm out here, so now I have to wait until I can. We're trying to set up all these appointments and stuff like that. So then they finally set up an appointment. My uncle drove me out there. They was just like, you know, we got the results back. It says his DNA is on there, but we can't confirm that he physically assaulted you, so we can't help you. So I'm like, you have his DNA, you have his age, but you can't, and you know that I was intoxicated, but you can't tell if he assaulted me. All right, so I just kind of had to live with that. So yeah, then months went by. Yeah, a year went by, and now we're here today. I will say, after that situation, I really got on my shit, and I really started to be focused. So I wouldn't say I'm grateful that it happened, because I wouldn't wish that on my worst. I wouldn't wish that on anybody, but it definitely molded me into the person I am today. My mom was not supportive. She literally told me you should do stuff less triggering. So we don't have the best bonds, YOLO. But I feel like everybody else that was around me that I grew to love and I met around the time where I was finding myself and I was really becoming me. I'm grateful for you guys. I'm appreciative that all you guys are in my life, and that's just a story of how, yeah. Oh yeah, and another side note, I did see somebody call me, a couple people called me and showed me Gigi walking with my shoes on and my clothes on, but she swears she didn't have it. So I was like, okay. And then it was one time my ex-girlfriend went back to the house after that and seen my pink Uggs there, and I told her to take them and throw them away because they were so dirty. Like, it was so dirty, and my shoes are never dirty, so I was like, just throw them away. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up this story time. Yeah, I have nothing to say. I'm sorry, guys. For anybody going through something with a a trauma story where you hold it in, you haven't spoke about it, I'm very happy that I'm not happy. I'm very open to, my inbox is open if anybody wants to talk about stuff you never talked about. Keep being strong. Don't let ugly make you ugly, and I'll see you guys in the next one.